Jean and welcome to the vlog. So I've been spending today outside. You can see I'm a big giant mess, but I have lettuce to plant. My hands are all dirty. I have those forget-me-nots. The forget-me-nots were from, they were in a card that the palliative care team, no, not the whole team, the nurse practitioner on the palliative care floor sent. The card was so sweet and so personal. She remembered stories I had told her about Chuck, and she included them in the card. And then she sent a pack of forget-me-nots, which I thought was sweet. So I planted those. I still have some flower pots I need to plant, but I have to go get more soil. Yeah, so it's supposed to really start raining hard in a little while. We have a flood watch for later on, so I was working outside as much as I could, and the rest of the day I'm going to be spending inside. I had debated about going to the library, but I'm putting it off for another day. So I will share, though, what I'm currently reading. So this is the book that I am currently reading on my Kindle. It is Bookish People by Susan Coll. Basically, it is about a widow who owns a bookstore, and it's kind of bouncing between her life and then the life of, or the lives of some of the other people who work at the bookstore. And it is a contemporary fiction. It talks a lot about issues going on today. But basically, she's got this nook, like a secret, tiny little room behind a bookshelf in her bookstore. And she wants to hold herself away and prep for whatever may happen because she feels so anxious without her husband. It's okay. Like, I'm intrigued enough to keep reading it, but I'm not so into it that I can't wait to read it. So, yeah, that is Bookish People. Look how dark it got suddenly in my living room. We are having a downpour right now. The poor Walmart delivery people had to run in this downpour. I'm waiting for a sofa cover to match that one because I need it. And this kind of day, like right now, gives me excuse to sit and not do anything. So I think that I will sit and read. Well, we wound up getting quite a bit of rain and some stormy weather, but now I'm up in my office. I thought that I would check the poll from my last video where I asked viewers to choose the Amazon First Read. I think I only had like 3 people respond, 3 or 4, and it was between Lightning, I think it was Lightning in a Mason Jar and The Golden Age of Magic, and The Golden Age of Magic squeaked by like 1 vote. So The Golden Age of Magic is a historical fantasy. So I have to admit, I've never read a historical fantasy. So I think I'm going to start that tonight. It is written by Luann G. Smith. It's book 1 of 2 of the Golden Age of Magic series, and it takes place in the 20s, and it involves the main character who is a fairy godmother who's trying to get into the society of fairy godmothers by helping her protege onto their path of destiny. And so it takes place in the Roaring 20s, and when everyone was trying to get into the movies in Hollywood. So that is what that is about. So right now, I guess for the early reads, it has a 4.1 and 237 reviews. So 42% gave it a 5-star and 31% gave it a 4-star. So, you know, 73% of readers thought it was a 4 or 5-star book. So we'll see. I was disappointed though that more people didn't weigh in, but I think that because I had a time limit where I could pick my June 1st reads, if I had left it, you know what I mean? If I had checked my polls later, maybe more people will chime in. But that's the book that I am reading. It's evening now, and I find that evening is the hardest if you are new here or you have not watched the last few of my videos. My husband passed away in May from metastatic melanoma. We had been married 40 years in December. I had never lived alone. I went from like college dorm, like my house, college dorm, to being married. And it feels very strange, especially in the evening, because during the day I kept pretty busy, and it really wasn't that much different than when he was at work because I'm a retired teacher. So my days were my own pretty much anyway, unless I was doing my part-time job. But it's the evenings, like when he would be home, that I find very hard and sad. So I think what I'm going to do, I don't know if you can hear the cat growling. Let me see. Oh, that's Huckleberry is growling. Huckleberry, what are you doing, honey? And she's like, don't touch me. Ooh, don't touch me. I think I'm going to try to do a tag video. I'm going to see what, I haven't done one in a really long time. To be honest, I have not checked really too many of my comments. The whole month that I was in the hospital with Chuck while he was in ICU for a week, and then he was in palliative care for 3 weeks. I just stayed at the hospital. I didn't come home. Every once in a while, like once a week, I'd come home, do laundry, just kind of see what's happening, and then go back to the hospital because it was close to an hour away from our house. So I need to get back. I think I'm going to just take the next hour to look at comments. I know there's some recent tag videos that I thought I would check out, so I'm going to do that. I'll get back to you later. Listen to that bird. I don't know where he is. Okay, you should be proud of me. I got a YouTube video done. I got a tag video done. It's actually set to go up on Tag Tuesday. That was a really good distraction this evening. Like I said, evening is hard. Tomorrow evening, I'm babysitting 2 of my grandchildren, and I think we're going to go get food, and then we're going to go to the park. So that will also be a good distraction. I'm just sitting here watching the series Women Who Kill. I was wondering if any of you have seen it. I've seen ads for it, like on Facebook, but I've never actually watched it. And I have Paramount Plus now, so I thought that I would check it out. It's actually very good. So just Nellie and I are up here, and we're gonna relax, go to bed in about an hour, do it all again tomorrow. Is that it? You don't want any more? so cute. So cute. Here's the other one. Now, can you believe it? Mom lets me pet her now. Look at that cutie. Oh my God, they're just so cute. I just want to go outside and play with them. Oh, here comes Jasper. Now he's the one from the last litter that, if you look at my old videos, they were in playpens. And this one, Chuck had gotten really sick, and I did not have the inclination to take in more stray cats to tame. So he was left outside, and he survived. And he's super sweet, and now I have to get him to the vet to get fixed too. So we're gonna try to trap both these two this weekend. Wish me luck. Jazzy. Okay, well, I'm out here in the garden planting tomatoes, as you can see. I did get a call from the Humane Society, and they are going to help me with the feral kittens. So, yay, that's good. The garden, I'm planting tomatoes right now, so I've got some Roma tomatoes going in. I also have another larger variety of tomato, and I have cucumbers, and I have some delicata squash. And as you can see, Jasper's out here basking in the sun. My garden is nowhere close to being done. I have the lettuce beds done, and then tomato beds, and that is it for right now. It's probably, I don't know. The other beds, I don't know what I'm going to do with. I have listen to that bird. I just love the bird sounds out here. I have an overgrowth of mint. Should never have planted those couple sprigs of mint because they are taking over. But yeah, so that is what I'm doing out here. It's a beautiful day. I went for a walk with Hattie. And yeah, so I don't have anything to do until later on when I babysit. This lettuce just sprang up from over the winter. So yeah, it came back. So I have lettuce rows here. I have lettuce rows here. Tomatoes, squash and cucumber. And then these two beds I'm just gonna do away with. You know, it's the small things. I have hated my toaster for a really long time. It's just really big. It takes up a lot of space on my counter, and really, I don't really make toast that often, but I found the cutest little toaster. I picked up the box and I was like, is it even in here? Let me show you how cute it is. Look how cute that little toaster is. My other toaster was from here all the way down to here. It's just adorable. 2 slices, that's all I need. What's better than a new toaster? So clean, super cute. Okay, good morning. We are off on a little adventure today. I decided that I'm taking a break from working this morning. I have been just working outside, trying to catch up on all of the yard work and all of the chores that had to be done because I missed like most of April and most of May. and I feel really behind. So I've been really pushing myself, getting yard work done, and I know my grass needs to get cut again because of all this rain. But I am going to take a little break this morning. I'm leaving early and I'm going to a city. It's about an hour away. It's on one of the Finger Lakes, and they have a really great Ollie's there. So I'm looking for a couple mats to put out by my pool. I also decided to check out their rehouse because their rehouse is really large. I haven't been there in years, and I'm looking for a bedside nightstand, an antique one. So I thought I would look there, and then I found in the area there are 3 little free libraries. Now there might be more, but I'm just gonna go with 3 today. I'll take you along. One I thought was interesting. I believe it is outside of a restaurant, and it is a cookbook little free library. So I do have a cookbook that I am unhauling. So I got this cookbook. It's the Decadent Vegetable Cookbook. I really thought that I would make lovely decadent meals like spring pea soup with lemon ricotta. And I mean, it's a lovely book. Potato and tomato tart. The illustrations are great. I got it for $5.99 at Ollie's, but I haven't. I look at it sometimes, but I've never used it, so I'm unhauling this. Hopefully the little free library is big enough for this size book. The other 2 books that I'm unhauling, because there's 2 more in front of individuals' homes. I always check them out on Google Maps before I go to make sure that the little free library is accessible. If the little free library is too close to somebody's front porch or like way up in their yard, I don't go to it. If it's on a super busy street and I would have to go find another street to park on and walk to it, I don't go to it. These are on nice quiet streets. I can pull up, I can go, they're close to the sidewalk. Yeah, so I'm very self-conscious about that. If someone's working in their yard, I probably am not going to go to their free library. Anyway, I am leaving this book called Mind Change. It is written by Heather McCain. I thought that I would read this. It is, Mind Change is supposed to be, what if you had the power to change anything in your life? Finances, health, happiness, even your DNA. Mind Change will give you the tools to tap into the tremendous potential of the mind-body correlation. It was very boring. Sorry, Heather. And then I did love this book. I've reviewed it. If I can remember, I'll put the book review up here. This is a book called 1000 White Women. It is the Journal of May Dodd, written by Jim Fergus. It's a historical fiction, a what-if historical fiction. They took an event that happened and then said, well, what if this happened? And wrote a book about it in the style of being a nonfiction, like somebody's real journal. It was very good. It's not a happy book, and the characters stayed with me a really long time after reading this book. But if you're looking for a happy ending, this book is not it. So those are the books that I am going to unhaul. I'm going to take myself to lunch down by the lake. My husband and I used to love to go there, take a little walk, and just sit by the lake. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll take you along with me. And then I'll come home and cut the grass. Okay, well, we're here, and we're going to go to that little free library. Let's see what they got. Okay, let's see. This one's a good one. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, I am leaving 1000 women. Okay, well, Rehouse was a bust. I found nothing there. They didn't have a whole lot, and their stuff was super, super overpriced. Like, really overpriced. So, I did get a book at that one little free library. I will share. Totally not something I would usually read, but it sounds really interesting. And now I'm going into Ollie's. This Ollie's store has a really great book selection. I'm really looking for outdoor mats for the pool area, but we'll see what kind of books they have too. So it was a really nice place to have lunch. This is one of the Finger Lakes, and it's a place that Chuck and I would go to quite a bit to walk and relax. There's a boat that you can take out, but normally I would come shopping and stuff by myself, but I wouldn't come down to the lake and have lunch by myself. I'm trying to do more things like that, like get used to doing things alone, which is weird. Luckily I have girlfriends and I do a lot of things with my friends, but you know, it felt nice to be able to come down here. He and I used to, like I said, come down here a lot. So yeah, I had lunch. It was good. And now I am on my way home. I'll probably wrap this up after I share what I got at the little free library. I couldn't find the one at the restaurant, and the other one is too far away now because I bypassed it. But I did go to one, so that's good. Okay, I'm home. I'm so tired. I could not figure out why I was so tired on my way home. And then I realized that I have not had 1 cup of coffee today, just water. So I'm like, I bet that's why I'm so tired. So I'm gonna have my cup of coffee as soon as I'm done. Here it's very hot, just made it. So I wanted to share the 2 books that I got. One I got at the little free library, and one I got at Ollie's. So this is the book from the little free library. It is called Cackle by Rachel Harrison. And I was very taken by the cover, first of all. I thought it looked kind of cool. On the bottom it says, "It's good to be wicked." Let me see. So this was published, I'm wondering if it was like piggybacking off of the popularity of the musical Wicked. Let me see. It was written, in 2021. And I'll just kind of read to you what it says. It's a darkly funny, frightening novel about a young woman meeting a witch who might be too good to be true. Annie has always played it nice and safe. After being dumped by her boyfriend, she seeks a fresh start. She accepts a new teaching position and moves from Manhattan to a small village upstate. So that intrigued me because, you know, that's our location. She's stunned by how perfect and picturesque the town is. The people are all friendly. Her new apartment is dreamy, aside from the oddly persistent spider infestation. Then Annie meets Sophie, who's beautiful, charming, magnetic. She takes an interest in her. She wants Annie to stop apologizing and start living for herself. And Annie gravitates toward Sophie and starts to spend more and more time with her, despite the fact that the rest of the townsfolk seem a little afraid of her. There are some things. Sophie's appearance is uncanny and ageless. Her mansion in the middle of the woods feels a little unearthly, and she does seem to wield a certain power, but she couldn't be, could she? So I thought that sounded interesting. Rachel Harrison is the author. It says that she is the author of The Return, nominated for a Bram Stoker Award for Superior Achievement in a First Novel. And she lives in Western New York with her husband and their cat / overlord. I'm going to look up later and see exactly where in Western New York she lives, see if she's a local author. But I thought that sounded good. And then the other book is by Alice Hoffman. I have another book by Alice Hoffman, Here on Earth. She's also the author of Practical Magic. So I have never read Practical Magic, but I loved the movie. I have no idea how close it is. Here on Earth, I liked the way it was written. I didn't love the characters. So I'm hoping that this book is well written and that I love the characters. So basically it says, one brilliant June day, Maya Jacob can no longer see a way to survive. The power of words saves her. The Scarlet Letter seems to tell the story of Maya's mother, Ivy, and their life inside the community, an oppressive cult in Western Massachusetts, where contact with the outside world is forbidden and books are considered evil. So she goes on a journey of heartbreak, love, and time. She must abandon the rules she was raised with in the community, and she realizes that reading can transport you to other worlds or bring them to you. She learns that time is more fluid than she can imagine. And as a girl, Maya fell in love with a book. Now, as a young woman, she falls in love with a brilliant writer as she makes her way back in time. But what if Nathaniel Hawthorne never wrote The Scarlet Letter? And what if Maya Jacob never found it on the day she planned to die? That's funny because another book that I read recently focused on a what if with Nathaniel Hawthorne and The Scarlet Letter, and that was the book Hester, and I really liked that book. So we'll see. Once again, the cover caught my eye. So those are the books that I got today, and I'm going to have some coffee, rest a little, and then I have to go out and do chores. So it's nice to be picking back up, doing some vlogs again. Hopefully you found something enjoyable and will stick around and subscribe. Comment below. I love reading everyone's comments. I will see you on the next video. Happy reading.